All right, you primitive screwheads, listen up.
Well, I got a burr under my saddle.
We talk, you listen.
Somebody that's going to take an innocent life is not mentally insane?
You know them.
Time to nut up or shut up.
You love to hate them.
It's the Denton and Sasquatch Show.
Can I bring my AR-15 next time?
Sure.
Yes.
This place is half talk show, half weird daycare. I love it.
You can't handle the truth.
Hello and welcome once again to the Denton and Sasquatch Show, coming to you from both California and Alabama. My name is Sasquatch. I'm in Cali, and we got Denton. He's in Alabama. How are you tonight, sir?
Ho, ho, ho.
Who you calling ho?
Well, apparently you.
I am not a hoe. I'm in a stable relationship at the moment.
Yeah, anyway. Yes, this is a Denton and Sasquatch. This is the Christmas 2018 edition. As a matter of fact, this is going to be the last one until
2019.
2019. Do you have a date? What was it?
I don't know.
January 7th or something like that. Anyway, this is the last time you're going to hear from us this year.
Yes, this is our Christmas show that has very little Christmas in it.
Yes, there's no reason to be happy or ho-ho-ho-ish. Okay, but if you want to send us reasons to be happy, you could do it at where?
DentonandSassShow@gmail.com.
If you want to go to the website that we rarely go to, that is...
You're supposed to pump these things up.
I'm sorry.
I mean, the website that we go to all the time and is very popular and tons of people like to go there and read stuff, that would be DentonandSasquatch.com.
You can see why when I was a car salesman, I didn't sell any cars, right?
Yes, I can.
Now, if you want to go talk politics and religion and all the things you're not supposed to talk about, plus getting ready for the end of time, go to prepperforums.net. Now, let's get this party started. This is from Merry Old England. As a matter of fact, everything I've got here is, except for one thing, is from Breitbart. Okay, but this is happening in England. Schools ordered to teach 8-year-olds that boys can have periods too.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to laugh at that, but it's funny.
Well, how could you not laugh at this? You know, when I was growing up, let's say when I was 16, back when I was riding dinosaurs, this person would have been thrown into a mental ward. Okay, but schools in Brighton have been ordered to teach children as young as 8 that people of all genders, the two, can have periods, as well as to install sanitary waste disposal units in every toilet room.
Oh, so they've been ordered to lie.
Yes, to you and I it'd be a lie, but to these people, I'm telling you, mental disorder is running rampant.
No. To everyone, it's a lie. They may say it, but it's a lie.
Well, the instructions were included in guidelines published by the local council earlier this month on taking a positive attitude approach to Brighton and Hove schools, which assert there is more to do across all settings to prevent and reduce stigma related to periods and talking about periods. Now, I got a question for you, Sass.
Yes.
When you were 8-year-old,
Mm-hmm.
You remember back when you were 8-year-old?
Yeah.
Did you talk about periods?
No, I was throwing rocks at my neighbor Robbie Joyner's house.
Well, bless Robbie's heart. When did you really talk about periods?
Still waiting.
Same here. Well, I'm married, so I do say there are reasons when a married man will talk about periods, okay? But other than that, I don't know of any 8-year-old that's not I just got off work. I'm still tired. I don't know any 8-year-old that's not in an Islamic state that's married. There's no reason for an 8-year-old to know anything or care anything about periods. But in England, they believe there's a reason.
Well, I mean, if they're doing this in schools, they might as well just burst into the door and say, "Kids, leprechauns are real."
No, leprechauns are capitalists, so that won't happen.
All right. Well,
Now,
unicorns.
the carry on is unicorns. Yeah, absolutely. Unicorns are not capitalists. They are Democrats. But all pupils and students from year 4, which is 8 to 9-year-olds, receive age and development appropriate period education within a planned program of relationship and sex education. The guideline notes England is lost.
Okay, real quick, I just want to say something. If you have kids listening to this, turn the volume down just for a second. I'll give you a second for it. Just go ahead and turn it down right now if you got kids in the room. Okay, there we go. England, when did you become such pussies? Really? I mean, seriously. Man up and tell the truth.
Pussies needing maxi pads.
Exactly. I mean,
But when they're telling these kids this, both sexes, or all sexes, I should say, I was politically incorrect there, all sexes can have periods. And the boys are sitting there thinking, well, how? You know, the only sober bunch in the group will be the boys of the bunch. I can have a period. I play with it and it does something, but it's not a period. I mean, it doesn't make sense.
Well, I'll do a little sex ed right here on the air for you. Boys, if you start bleeding from there, you got a problem. Go see a doctor.
Tell your parents immediately. The world's gone crazy, I'm telling you. But you know what? It's not just there. Check this crap out. Transgender Miss Universe contestant insists having a vagina does not make me a woman. Somebody is dreadfully confused.
I agree.
Really?
I totally agree.
Miss Spain, Angela Ponce, the first transgender contestant for the United States, for the Miss Universe contestant, claims she was a woman before having a vagina.
Wait, she was a woman before having a vagina?
She was a woman before she had a vagina. She was a woman in the womb before she had a vagina.
Well, wait, because you just said having a vagina doesn't make her a woman.
I guess you can have a vagina and be a plant. I don't know, but here's what she says. Having a vagina does not make me a woman. I am a woman and already was before my birth.
Okay.
Ponce exclaimed.
Okay, we have a problem. She's speaking out of both sides of her mouth here. She's saying that having a vagina does not make her a woman, but she had a vagina before she was a woman. You can't have it both ways.
Pointing to her head and then her midsection, Ponce added, because my identity is here, not down there, this determines my being a woman.
Oh, she's living her truth. Which, just means that you can say whatever you want and everybody has to believe it.
I'm telling you, mental illness is a global disorder.
Okay, well, if everybody is doing this these days and everybody's getting behind it, well, I am the emperor and king of the world. That's my truth. I was before I came out of the womb. So there you go. Everybody bow down to me.
Can I be your eliminator?
Oh, yeah, I need a good hatchet, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it. That'd be great. Despite these claims that being a woman is only in one's mind, Ponce did complete the physical transformation into becoming a... Oh, gosh, I feel sick. I didn't read this part. Ponce did complete the physical transformation into becoming a woman by completing a major sex change surgery in 2014.
Now tell the good people why you feel sick, Denton.
Because there is a... I wish I hadn't read this part.
Because before the show, Denton was telling me how hot she was. Before he figured out that it used to be a dude.
The Bears. Let's talk sports. We're going to talk sports and beer and manly stuff for a minute. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, boy, that's funny. That is funny.
You think it's funny. I'm feeling kind of nauseous. I can't. Well, if you're still not nauseous, look here. I want to drag everybody to Nausea City with me. Gosh, I can't believe that's such a bullshit thing to do. If you've seen that picture, you think that's a smoking hot woman.
Well, serious surgeries have gotten very good lately.
Gosh, how much did that cost? That must have cost $1 bazillion. I'm telling you.
But seriously, though, just to tell this woman, this I'm doing air quotes, woman, no. You have an X chromosome, you are a woman. You have a Y chromosome, you are a man. She, it,
you ain't
him has a Y chromosome. Doesn't matter how many vaginas it gets put on its body, it still has a Y chromosome. You're a man.
I am so happy I'm married.
Are you sure it's to a woman?
I will be in a couple of weeks just to make sure. I'm going to have her do one of those chromosome tests.
There you go.
I don't trust anything now. After seeing that picture and reading that article to the fullest extent, I didn't read to the end.
No, and it's even worse now because, it used to be you could, oh, look, that's an Adam's apple, so that's a guy. Now they have their Adam's apples shaved down, so they don't have one anymore. So there's no, telltale sign. I mean, so I've heard.
I wonder if that's the reason why they have this group called Men Going Their Own Way.
I don't know. What is that?
Men going their own way. They're kind of going asexual. They're leaving women. They're not going to be accused of this and accused of that and getting into divorces and everything. They're just worried about making their own way in the world.
Well, I could sort of understand that because with the Me Too and everything, it's like you're guilty whether you're guilty or not. So might as well just abandon yourself from all women and make your own way.
I mean, really, you go to wherever you go. You could even go to church and you meet this beautiful woman. And trust me, that Spain chick was hot. But it turns out it's not a chick, which is pissing me off. Okay, and then so 6 months later you get through dating her, and then you say, "Here's a ring. I propose to you. You want to get married?" Well, full disclosure, I should let you know that I wasn't always a woman.
Well, I think
say what? What happened to your voice?
I think the sign is when you catch her peeing standing up.
No, but she has a vagina now.
Well, it's a little.
I'm telling you, the world's gone freaking crazy.
Yes, it has. Merry Christmas, everyone.
And this brings us right back to California. How would anybody figure?
Speaking of Christmas, that is a package you do not want to unwrap.
Oh, no doubt. California Democrat proposes right to shelter for every homeless person in state. And I agree, shelter in place. If it's behind a bush, under a tree.
No, I don't even want them there because they leave feces and drug needles.
Well, that's true. But what are you going to do? Kill them?
You know what? Okay, I was actually having this conversation with somebody today talking about homeless people because we have an epidemic of homeless people here in California. There are groups and shelters and all kinds of services for homeless people. And if you're homeless, if you're, how do I say this? If you're homeless because, say, you lost your job or you had hard times, whatever, those people are already at the shelters trying to get help, trying to get back on their feet. The ones that are just living in their own filth, they don't want help. They don't want a shelter. They just want to live in their own filth.
Now we go back to mentally ill.
And that's the thing. A lot of them are that's what it is. A lot of them are mentally ill, and the other half of them are drug addicts. So they don't want to get off of drugs. Well,
don't worry about it because a California state senator called Scott Wiener, that name never ends well in the story when his last name is Wiener. This is a Democrat, go figure, San Francisco, has introduced a bill that would guarantee a right to shelter and provide housing for every homeless person in the state. The state bill is SB 48, declares this bill would state the intent of the legislature to enact legislation that creates a right to shelter for unhoused residents throughout the state.
Yeah, that's
according to the bill.
That's a new one they're trying. They're not homeless, they're unhoused. See how they just changed the words? It still means the same thing. just change the word.
Well, that's a brand new one on me, and I think it's pretty cool. That is so cute. They want to switch words like that. But people can see through it if they want to.
Well, it doesn't solve the problem.
No, of course it doesn't solve the problem. It just rewords the problem, and now we start from here. Everything before here, we forget. Now we're looking at here on. Now, according to the bill, the right to shelter, listen to this, the right to shelter would include, now, remember, a right is something that you can exercise freely without taking anything from anybody else.
Yeah, that was kind of sticking in my craw when you said it earlier, but continue. I want to hear what this right is.
Number one, they would have a right to a safe place to sleep and keep one's belongings. Crap, I don't have that right in my own house.
So a storage unit.
That's why I have guns, to make sure I can maintain my possessions. What are they going to have, cops? Anyway, number two, an ability to access the shelter without having to sign up on a daily basis. What?
Wait, say that again?
Yeah. An ability to access the shelter without having to sign up on a daily basis.
Ah, okay. See, now this is what I was talking about. You got the crazy people that don't know they should be in a shelter. Then you got the drug addicts. You offer them a shelter, they don't want it because there's usually rules at a shelter, meaning you can't drink while you're here, you can't do drugs while you're here, you can't come and go freely while you're here, you have to follow rules. So they say, screw you, because I don't want to follow the rules. So this is what they're doing. They're trying to make it ruleless.
So a drug addict just goes in there and shoots up amongst other people who are down on the luck, and it's okay.
Oh, yeah. I mean, here they have needle exchange programs where they say, bring us your dirty needles and we'll give you brand new ones. And what they usually do is just throw them on the ground.
Well, why wouldn't they? I mean, people around here just toss their daggum soda drinks out of the car. I mean, if you're doing drugs like people around here do Burger King, I guess it's the same mentality.
Real quick, Burger King, you can advertise on our show if you'd like.
Absolutely. Okay, number three, an ability to remain with one's partner.
Does that go for invisible partners? Because I see a lot of them talking to no one.
Well, whatever your partner is. It could be guy and gal, gal and gal, guy and guy, guy and vegetable, gal and whatever animal that she, anyway. Or nobody at all that you just want to talk to. Yes, weird has run rampant. And number four, an ability to access services necessary to stabilize one's life and transition. See, that word really means a lot of things nowadays. Life and transition into supportive housing or permanent housing, including mental health, addiction treatment, and other services.
Oh, you mean those free things that grow on trees?
Exactly. So this guy is wanting pie in the sky. Everybody gets what they want if they're on the street. Now, if you're a taxpayer in California, you ain't getting what you want.
Oh, okay. There's two people in California that get whatever they want, and the taxpayer gets hosed. One is illegal aliens, the other's homeless.
Well, it's funny that you say illegal aliens, because I'm about to go there now. But however, the bill does not explain how the state will pay for the cost of providing the right to shelter.
Of course they don't. They come up with a solution that they have no answer to.
If the government or anybody else has to pay for somebody else's stuff, it's not a right. Last year, 114,000 homeless people were estimated to live in California, more than a quarter of the nation's total, according to the New York Times. Some come from other states to take advantage of your state's insanity.
Yes, they do.
Okay, now, not only from other states, but other countries.
Imagine that.
Now we're going to flip from Breitbart to FAIR. This is fairus.org, Federation of American Immigration Reform. Because I know that immigration is one of your pet peeves.
I was just going to say, you just want to make me mad, don't you?
Yes. Merry Christmas. Happy Chaka Khan. Ho, 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 ho. The approximately $46 billion in federal expenditures attributed to illegal aliens is staggering, assuming an illegal alien population of approximately 12.5 million illegal aliens and 4.2 U.S.-born children are illegal aliens. That amounts to roughly $2,746 per illegal alien per year. Now, understand what they're talking about. They're talking about not only the illegal aliens, the adults that cross over, but then they birthed a child, okay, which ought to be kicked out across. I've changed my mind. If you people remember back a few months ago when I was I'm no longer very sensitive towards the illegal aliens or the children. My mind has been changed. I am a hard-hearted son of a bitch. Okay. $46 billion in federal, and this is only federal, because of the illegal aliens and the children they have here that shouldn't be here because the parents shouldn't be here. Now, let's break this down. Oh, wrong breakdown. Federal education, $1.6 billion to people who shouldn't be here. Federal medical costs, $17.1 billion for people who shouldn't be here. Federal justice expenditures. Now, how would you get a federal justice expenditure?
Committing crimes?
I've been in this country for 55 years. I don't think I've cost the federal justice expenditure, other than security clearances, one dime. And I doubt these people are getting security clearances. Federal welfare programs. We're told that illegals can't be on federal welfare programs. $5.8 billion. Guess what? We know that everybody uses every system and they abuse every system. But let's say Juan and Juanita they swim across the border, and now they're here and they have a child because they got nothing else to do because it's not crop season, and they birth a child. Guess what? Now they are entitled to, because of the child, they're entitled to SNAP, WIC, all these programs designed for kids.
Yeah, and you know where I see them using that?
Where?
At the local 7-Eleven, buying chips and soda and candy for their kids.
Everybody knows little Manuel needs chips and soda.
Yes, good healthy food. It's exactly what it's meant for.
Yeah. Now, let's go a little bit deeper. Overall, state educational expenses. We're not talking about federal anymore. State educational expenses because of illegal immigration, $44.4 billion. State medical expenditures, $12.1 billion. State administration of justice expenditures, $10.8 billion. State welfare expenditures, $2.9 billion. State and local expenditures, what the hell ever that could be for, $88 billion. Now, we're not even talking about how Juan and Juanita come across the border and they hook up with some of these more nefarious people, and they are using other people's Social Security numbers to get Social Security benefits as if they're state citizens. So look here. When your state's Democrat moronic senators and House of Representative people say, we're against the border wall. Had to reboot there.
Yeah, it makes a big difference.
For example, Chuck Schumer. Trump is not going to get his border wall. What Schumer is saying is, I'm against American citizens. I'm for illegal immigrants coming to your country, stealing your money, and taking over your country, and turning your country into the crap hole those people came from. That's what I'm for, because with morons in this country taking over, I am going to be in power forever, because morons will vote for me. Vote for me. My name's Chuck Schumer. So, happy, happy, ho, ho, ho. What do you got for us?
I like to call him Clown Shoes Chuck Schumer.
Yes.
No, I just want to add to that. I actually heard something on the radio today. They were talking about one of them was Honduras, and I can't remember the other one at the moment. Maybe Argentina?
Guatemala?
Yeah, you know what? It might have been Guatemala. Not only are we spending all this money now, but a lot of these people are coming here saying, "Oh, I'm running from bad things in my country, from gangs, from being terrorized," and it's not true, because Honduras a few years back was the murder capital of the world. Well, during Obama's term, he sent billions of dollars to Guatemala and Honduras to help them fix their legal system and their policing forces, and it actually worked, and crime has dropped dramatically in those countries. Yet those people are still coming here saying they're running from crime.
They're running for our money.
Well,
as a matter of fact, Honduras is one of those expatriate destinations nowadays.
Yep. But what I'm saying is we've already spent money down there, billions down there, and it's still not enough. They want to come up here and take more millions, billions.
And we still spend a lot every year.
Mm-hmm.
I was reading yesterday how many is a lot for my South Alabama education. All I can say, we send all those countries a lot. We've covered this in the podcast before. As a matter of fact, we covered the fact that Central and South America gets a bunch of our money. Canada, we send aid to Canada. We send aid to China. We send aid to, which aid, when I say aid, I mean money, to damn near every country in this world. And we wonder why we're going neck deep in debt.
But we're the big bad Americans.
Meanwhile, we have veterans on the streets. We have veterans, people who signed up at 18 years old, 19 years old to serve our nation. What they wound up serving was the globalists, but they didn't know that when they signed up. But they are mumbling in the streets, needing mental health, they need financial help, and what are we doing? We're sending money Central to America and South America. At the same time, we're taking in people. Why would any country bring somebody into their country if that person is nothing but a financial drain? It doesn't make sense. Look here. I doubt there are very many doctors and lawyers, doctors and architects and engineers in those caravans.
Close the border.
Close the border.
Hey,
we have plenty of uneducated people in this country that can do whatever, tomato picking. What the problem is we have a geographical problem. If you're in Alabama, and you can't, Slocum, Alabama is very famous for tomatoes. If you're in Birmingham and you're on welfare, I hear a siren. They coming to get you?
Probably.
Okay. If you're in Birmingham and you ain't got a job, you're on welfare, they need to put you in a truck and take you to Slocum. Kick the Mexicans back home. Sorry, Mexicans. Look here, you're not the only ones who can pick a tomato. Okay, and then bring those people down there and let them make some money. Now, it's not going to be the funnest way to make money, but maybe they'll come to terms with the fact that, look, you're going to have to make your own money. If you don't want to pick tomatoes, go to a trade school. Hey, it worked for me.
Well, the only way the liberals are going to win this fight is if they get rid of the First Amendment.
And we're not going to let that happen.
No, I wanted to mention this earlier because I have a California politician acting badly here. Democratic Representative Ted Lieu made an appearance during a segment on CNN last week where he admitted he would love to regulate the content of speech.
Me too. Shut the liberals up.
If only. However, Lou conceded that he is prevented from doing such a thing because of the First Amendment. CNN host Brianna Keilar also asked Lou if he and his colleagues should have spent more time asking about the platform efforts to counter the dissemination of conspiracy theories and hate speech following Google CEO's Sundar Pichai's hearing before a judiciary committee. His quote is, "It's a very good point you make. I would love if I could have more than 5 minutes to question the witnesses, but unfortunately I don't get that opportunity. However, I would love to be able to regulate the content of speech." And then he says the First Amendment prevents me from doing so. So there you go. They're so crazy now, they're just coming right out and saying that they want to get rid of free speech.
How many of these guys do you think have Stalin in a poster in the bedroom?
Tattooed on their butt.
Probably so. Now, there's some things out there that doesn't make any sense. I start out with, what's his name, Jones.
Jim
the
Jones?
Conspiracy.
Oh, Alex Jones?
Alex Jones. And there's another guy, I can't remember his name. I keep on seeing, they talk about FEMA camps.
Yeah.
And they have this picture of fenced area with guard towers and everything. I know exactly where that place is at. It's the same picture I see going around everywhere. The picture is in Germany. I'm not going to go into details, but I know what it is. It's a particular site that has nothing to do with FEMA camps. As a matter of fact, that particular picture was taken in the late 70s. But they use that as, well, look at this. This is a FEMA site. No, it's not. I don't recognize the towers because they've been replaced before they were torn down because the Cold War ended. But I was there and I recognized the terrain. You know what I'm saying? So people take pictures and whatever, things, yeah, fake news. But look here, read the text, and if you think it's real, go somewhere where you can get some medication. Okay, see one of your docs. Quack. There's got to be a quack in a box on every corner wherever you live nowadays. Get some help.
Stick your head in a bucket of water for 45 minutes and you'll be cured.
Exactly. But freedom of speech doesn't mean that if you lie, you go to jail. Okay, you, the human being, the citizen, have to figure out what is the lie and what is the truth. That's the only way I can tell you. You can't trample on somebody's right to babble.
Well, I suggest anybody that does not know from memory what the First Amendment is, look it up and read it and learn it.
Not only read that, read the Federalist Papers and the Anti-Federalist Papers, just for starters. Because if you read the Bill of Rights, you'll see that, for example, the Second Amendment. Second Amendment, what Chuck Schumer says that the National Guard can have weapons. He said this back in the 80s. The Second Amendment is so the National Guard can have weapons. So, in other words, the Second Amendment was to tell the government that the government can have weapons. Really?
All right, we're getting off track here. We're going off the rails.
Yes,
like Ozzy says. Plus, we're running out of time, so we're going to end the show with some happy, joy Christmas stuff.
Go for it.
All right, well, Santa Claus was ejected from his sleigh during a Disneyland parade. See, I told you it'd be happy.
I'm laughing, so it must be happy.
A visitor to California's Disneyland was shooting video of a Christmas parade at the park when they captured footage of Santa taking a tumble. The video was filmed during the Disneyland Resort Anaheim Wow, this sentence is bad. It was done at Disneyland while Santa Claus was on a float. There you go. That's the way they write these sentences sometimes. The sleigh abruptly lurches forward, spilling Santa and his bag of gifts out of the passenger area. At first,
Santa's drink.
Yeah. At first, we thought it was part of the show, and then we realized Santa was being held by a chain that was keeping him from falling to the ground. Everyone was stunned and confused. He was hanging there for a few minutes. Finally, he came down and waved to everyone, laughing with his traditional ho, ho, ho.
That's a good actor right there. He played it off.
If you get a chance, watch the video, though, because it's really funny. Because the sleigh goes forward, and all the presents fly over his head onto the ground, and then he goes flipping out of the front. It's pretty funny.
And where is this? Anaheim, did you say?
Yeah, this was regular old Disneyland in Anaheim.
Oh, okay. All right.
And then, it's almost Christmas, and, everybody's rushing around at the last minute trying to find gifts, so I thought I would give out a few good gift ideas.
Uh-oh.
How about Tamworth Distilling and Mercantile's Eau de Musc? Eau de Musc, I guess that would be what it's called. What makes the perfect bourbon? Is it notes of vanilla, oak, caramel, perhaps beaver?
What in the world?
Give the connoisseur in your life a drink they'll never forget. Tamworth Distilling and Mercantile's Eau de Musc, which contains scent oils from the castor sacks of New Hampshire beavers.
And they're calling this bourbon?
Yeah. The Bucktooth Booze, which is 88 proof, costs $65 for a 6.7 ounce bottle.
Sasquatch, I know bourbon, and that's no bourbon.
Then we have, let's see here. The Superstar Taped Sneaker.
The Superstar Taped Sneaker.
Well, okay, remember when you were a kid and your sneakers would wear out, and so like your toes would be sticking out of the front, so you'd get like some tape and tape them up?
Well, sure.
Well, now they're selling those new. I mean, they look old, but they're new for $530.
In what world?
See, we're trying to make money with this stupid show, hoping to maybe get some advertisers. We need to do stupid stuff like this. Just sell people old shoes.
I didn't know we were trying to do that. But look here, old shoes, I can go through and make some money. I agree with that. $500-something. I'll be a walking son of a gun, let me tell you.
There you go. You remember the movie A Christmas Story?
Yeah. Shoot your eye out.
Yeah, little Ralphie, and they had the leg from Italy, Fragile. The leg lamp?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, if you would like, you can stay in that house. Let's see. The Cleveland home was used for the exterior shots of 1983 Christmas classic, and owner Brian Jones, 42, has spent the last decade and a half turning the inside into a replica of the soundstage set from the film. A one-night stay will run you about $3,000 during the Christmas season.
That is crazy.
But if you're a cheapskate, Jones says the price goes down during the off-season.
And nobody wants to stay there during the off-season, of course. Hey, let me ask you a question. Have you ever gone to a Chinese restaurant
on Christmas Eve? I have not.
Well, I'm not Ralphie, but my family and I did this.
Really?
Yes, as a matter of fact, this is when my wife was my fiance, my fiance. For whatever reason, dinner went horribly wrong, and we went to the local Chinese restaurant to have Christmas dinner.
And was it like it was in the movie?
No, I asked them to sing fa-ra-ra-ra-ra-ra, but they wouldn't do it.
They probably looked at you strange.
They probably did, but I thought it was hilarious. It's been my favorite Christmas dinner since.
Okay, two more real quick ones here. Everybody needs wrapping paper for presents, right?
Sure.
Well, how about this wrapping paper? Jimmy Dean sausage-scented wrapping paper.
Yes.
The wrapping paper, part of a promotion that also features a sausage ornament for your tree and an apron printed to resemble an ugly Christmas sweater, doesn't cost any money, but you will need to send the company a picture of your food. Ask a millennial for help. So there you go. Free wrapping paper that smells like Jimmy Dean sausage.
Man, that'd be awesome. The house is smell. Imagine having 20 or 30 presents smelling like Jimmy Dean sausage.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of which, and if you want like a whole meal, KFC now has fried chicken scented logs they're selling.
Fried chickens. My goodness. Between that and the wrapping paper, I'm in.
11 herbs and spices. All right, and for our final drink here, this is what I'm sending to Denton. It should be arriving at your doorstep anytime now. It's a, let's see, maybe there's something out there in life, or someone out there in life who feels like they've outgrown the magic of Christmas. Maybe they want you to spend $13,000 proving them wrong. Well, then, get yourself the very old and rare whiskey advent calendar from Drinks by the Dram, whatever that means.
Well, a dram's very small. And forget about it.
Okay, well, this is an advent calendar. You know what those are? You used to get them as a kid, and you'd like, oh, it's December 1st. You open the little door, you get a little piece of chocolate that comes out.
Oh, okay.
Well,
cool.
This one's for the grown-ups because every time you open a little door, there's whiskey. Whiskey behind it.
Well, I'm going to go check my front door right now. I never look at the front door because I'm from the South, and I only go to the back door.
Exactly.
By the way,
yes?
Guess what I got from you?
What did you get?
Let everybody know, I got Knott's Berry Farms boysenberry cookies, my favorite in the world. I got 2 big boxes of them. Thank you, Sasquatch. I appreciate that.
You are welcome. And those are actually straight from the park. I was over there like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I was like, better pick them up for Denton now.
That's freaking awesome. And by the way, I did not go to the airport to get your present.
Oh, you didn't? Oh, I was really hoping for an ashtray.
I had to buy it offline because I just didn't have the ability to get to the airport. But I did find it online. As a matter of fact, it's one for you and one for Hot Nursey, and I want pictures of Hot Nursey in it. Never mind you.
All right, I see. Now I see what the whole point of this was. You just want pictures of Hot Nursey.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. Well, I'll douse her in water and then take a few pictures.
Oh, man, that's a dream come true. That'd be great. Because that woman is actually, because Sasquatch has sent a picture of her, that is the California girl. I'm telling you, when you think of California blonde,
well,
the Sasquatch come out of the woods and he got him one.
I hit her over the head with a rock.
Ow.
Well, as Elvis said, thank you. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you. How much time have we spent?
This is 40 minutes of show.
Okay, great. That's perfect because we're not going to see you people again till the first or second week of January. Sorry. Apparently, Sasquatches have a lot of things to do in the woods during this time of year.
Yeah, it's called Hot Nursey.
Oh, family show. But, hey, look here. If y'all just take the time to go to prepperformance.net or our site when Sasquatch puts this on our site, because it's the only time we seem to go to our site, and tell us what your favorite Christmas carol is. Or email us, and we'll read them off, and it'll be great the beginning of the next year, because it's going to be kind of a dreary beginning of the next year, and we can talk about favorite Christmas carols. And you're about to hear my favorite Christmas carol ever, and I'll tell you the background story on this. When I was a kid, there's only 4 channels on TV, okay, and I'd wake up early in the morning on Saturdays, and I would go to channel 9, which is out of Columbus, Georgia, and I would listen to the music, and during Christmas season, they would play Christmas carols, and this is the one I always wanted to hear every time. So look here, I hope you guys and gals have a fantastic Christmas, a very safe New Year's, and we will see you in a couple of weeks. Stay out of trouble. Sasquatch says we're doomed. So what do we do?
Drink up.
Merry Christmas.